Hello to all of my friends out there in YouTube land. It's your good buddy Philtastic Phil here. Welcome back to the channel. So I have not done a unboxing in a while, or at least one that I could remember. I'm probably wrong on that. But I have been hitting up the short box auctions probably harder than I should lately. Partially is I've been actually getting some things to donate to Comics Curing Cancer. Other than the one I've shown the last time I did an unboxing, which if you hadn't seen that, I'll put a link in blah, 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 blah. I've sent everything else directly to Rob Fatstacks. I don't know if he's highlighted any of them. I don't know, because they're not really big books per se, but you never know. Some of them are interesting. I could tell you there was a yellow label that I sent there that it was kind of like, I do like this artist. Maybe I should keep it, but I was like, nope, I'm going to donate this to C3 because it'll do more good in helping to fight cancer than it will in my collection. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. But I'm going to show off today some of the things that I've kept for myself. And we're just going to jump right into it. First off, I said I would never pay for a free comic book day book, but this is slabbed. So the way I see it is I paid for the slab, and it was less than if I had sent it in to CGC directly. This is 9.2 free comic book day, Avengers, X-Men, Eternals, Judgment Day. First appearance of Blade's daughter. What is it? Bloodline. I'm not into Bloodline. I like X-Men. I think if you've watched me before, you know. And this was a book I was kind of sought after. I recently got a raw copy from TM Nerdy. So this is just going to go on my PC. Next up, this is just something really cool from an artist who I really enjoy. I think he draws a lot of, I don't want to say hate, or why don't we just say ire, just because of when he was in a higher position with another publisher at one point. But I really like this cover anyway. This is Batman number 135. I guess you could say legacy number 900. 9.8. This is a Joe Quesada variant. And unfortunately, my lighting doesn't really do it justice. So if I could remember, I will put a screenshot up of what it looks like when it's not, when it looks good. Sorry, it's late. I'm tired. I just wanted to get this in here. Next up, I got this because it was cheap. I'm not going to lie to you. This is something I'll sell. Maybe I kind of fell into the a little bit of the, I don't know if you would call it FOMO. You probably would, but this is kind of like, I need to win this auction. Okay, here it is. And again, this was dirt cheap. I think I'm probably going to say less than $5, but I don't know. Teen Titans, excuse me, number 20, the first appearance of Crush, that's Lobo's daughter, I know that much, Dijin, and Roundhouse. I don't know who Dijin and Roundhouse are, other than the fact that their names are right here, but I do know Crush. Call it spec. Again, it was cheap. It may or may not stay in the PC, but there you go. I don't go deep with DC, so I diversified a bit. Next, this is my so far first and only foray into short boxes raw auction. They also sell raw books on short box. I mean, I'll say this, it's kind of like everything else. You're going to get what you pay for, so just be mindful and do your homework, because there were some raw books that were selling for way more than I thought they should have. These went for an okay amount. They're a little bit rarer because they are at the end of a run. This is a book I used to collect as a kid and kind of fell off with everybody else, but you've got the Max number 23 and the Max number 29. As this series progressed, it was harder and harder to find. So when I saw this pop up on Shortbox, I said, what the hell, let me go for it. Okay, 2 more to go. This is a book I had been looking for a little while. It was one that was spec'd on at one point, and I think I should credit Doug Bratton for really putting a spotlight onto this book and putting it onto my radar. And now that we're out of, I don't know what you want to say, now the economy the way it is and prices have come back down to normal, I was able to get this at a really cheap price. Here is Game of Thrones #1 at a 9.4. I enjoyed the HBO series, yes, even the flawed ending, why don't we say that. I've never read the book. I have not watched the second season of House of the Dragon yet, either. And it's not that I don't want to watch it, it's just busyness, stuff going on. I've talked a lot about that stuff on this channel. And last but not least, this is one to simply fill in the run. Again, it was cheap, not the highest grade, but I really don't care. I paid just amount, I'll say this, I paid just as much of this as this, excuse me, let me try to figure out my words. I paid the same amount slabbed through Shortboxed for this particular issue than I would at one of the local comic book stores in my area. I'll give you a hint. It's not my primary, my main LCS, Fat Moose. Not Fat Moose. It's one that is a little bit further from me that I visited. Great shop. Prices are hit and miss, why don't we say. Anyway, here is X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, which, as you may know, I'm working on a run of Volume 1. Number 61, CGC 6.5. This is not the first appearance of Sauron, because the first appearance of Sauron, who I regard, I'm just going to remove the bag because it's already beat up. I regard as the worst X-Men villain ever. He's just goofy. He's a dinosaur that can hypnotize people. Why? Why? Because it was it still the 60s? Was it the 70s? It was the 60s. Neil Adams art, Neil Adams cover, Roy Thomas story, and Tom Palmer art. I don't know why I said Palmer like that. 6.5. Again, it's Sauron. And again, I'm filling in a run at this point. All right, so those are my short box books. I want to apologize. I am I'm behind on my unboxings. I have a box from Unknown to open, and I still have my Kickstarter from Brian LCS to open up as well. It's just been a crazy couple of weeks, but we're getting there. We're still putting my daughter's crib together. That's why you might see pieces of crib all around. But that is a whole nother story that has nothing to do with this. I didn't give you a hashtag for the Road to 1K giveaway, so why don't we say hashtag C3 again, because I've been hitting up Shortbox for C3, not the number 4, but you know what I mean. So hopefully the books that I sent to Rob, or that have been sent to Rob on my behalf, do a lot of good and help bring in some dollars. And if you don't know what C3 is, put your ear to the ground, man. Come on. You've got the premier comic book community fundraising activity, undoubtedly of the year, probably, I was going to say the decade, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Coming up in October. So go on Instagram, follow C3. I think they have a Facebook page as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to check after this video is done, which is not going to do you any good. But anyway, yeah, hashtag C3, you'll get an entry. And one day you may get a big box of comics, which, yes, has been accumulating. Yes, there's an update I have to give on that, but I'm not there yet. Anyway, that's what I got for you. Peace, love, and comics. Take care.